Welcome back. I'm Linda Gann, and we are so honored to bring to you the candidates vying for House District 59. Incumbent Representative Barbara McLachlan is unable to join us in person today due to a personal conflict, but has sent us a pre-recorded message to share on her behalf. Here is Representative McLachlan's message.
Hello, Club 20. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but some members of my household are medically compromised at the moment, and leaving them for a trip across the state just didn't seem wise. But I'm always happy to participate in the Club 20 debates, no matter the situation. Thank you, Christian, for juggling all these details. I am proud to represent District 59 in the state legislature. And I know that though many of you may think differently, it is the most beautiful district in Colorado. My last 4 years in office have been successful. The vast majority of my bills have been bipartisan, and I have focused on what is best for my constituents and the state. I have addressed issues concerning rural schools, water, wildfire mitigation, attainable health care, higher education, rural economic development, and COVID-19 relief packages. From my point of view, the most urgent issue facing District 59 is our rural economic development. Many of our small businesses, particularly in the service industry, suffered during this pandemic. Though many of us tried to keep all our dollars spent locally, many others did not. So while the bank account of Amazon rose, many parts of our local economies suffered. Agriculture was faced with declining markets from restaurants and schools. Restaurants were closed for a substantial amount of time. Small shops were shuttered, tourists weren't traveling, and students were forced to take online classes from educators who couldn't possibly be prepared. We are getting better, though. The news this week showed Colorado had one of the lowest incidents of COVID-19 in the country. So while we continue to stay safe, we need to work together to get our economy going again. Not only do we need to shop locally, we need to support businesses that will hire people, use creative incentives to bring new industry to rural areas, be cautious of regulations that hamper positive growth, and work with our neighbors to help each other succeed. We passed several bills during the last weeks of the legislature to help us all recover from the effects of the pandemic. We budgeted money to help the small businesses who fell through the cracks of federal funding. We helped with unemployment and utility payments to keep people in their homes and pay their bills. We enhanced mental health and substance abuse programs, protected against price gouging, and temporarily limited extraordinary debt collection. The issues we face in the 2021 legislature are enormous. We had to cut $3.3 billion out of the budget this year, and next year will be even more difficult. If we are to fund transportation, schools, health care, our most vulnerable, our veterans, more wildlife mitigation, and the justice system, we will have to tighten our belts and remain cautiously optimistic. Despite what many people think, the biggest divisions in the Capitol are not between Democrats and Republicans. They are between rural residents and urban residents. I look forward to working alongside my fellow Western Slope legislators, no matter what the party. Strong voice and adamant advocacy to the needs of rural Colorado. I appreciate your time today. I'm Barbara McLachlan, your Colorado House District 59 representative. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative, for sharing that message with us. I am honored to introduce to you the Republican challenger for House District 59, Marilyn Harris. Candidate Harris, thank you for joining us this morning. Please share with us who you are and why you have decided to run for this office.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Club 20, for this opportunity. My name is Marilyn Harris. I'm running for House District 59. 59 is consisted of Hinsdale County, Archuleta County, La Plata, San Juan, Ouray, and Gunnison. And this makes up, it's very rural Colorado in that area. I've toured the area, the district, for the last few months. I've listened to the voters, and I feel like we haven't had a voice. And I've been asked, why am I running? I love my country. I love my state. I've lived here 27 years, and I don't plan on going anywhere. I've been very involved. People ask me about my credentials. I was president of the State of Republican Women for the last 4 years. We had thousands of women throughout the state of Colorado that we worked with, and we made a difference in the economy, the candidates that we got going. It's a wonderful organization. I am currently the state president's coordinator of National Republican Women in Washington, D.C., and that means that I'm in charge of all the state presidents nationwide. But I wanted Colorado to stay involved. I wanted them to know that Colorado is here and active, and that's why I've decided to run for 59. I want to make a difference. I've owned my own business, very successful, and I managed a budget and employees. And I worked for a large corporation that I was in charge of a multi-million-dollar budget. So I feel very confident that I have the credentials, the leadership and the credentials to take the voice of 59 to the Capitol. We look what's happening in our country. I've gone throughout our area and our district, and people care. We care about our economy. We care about getting people back to work, our kids to school, our water. Our water's always a big issue here. So I want to carry all that message to Colorado, to the state, and be the voice for 59. I think it's very important we're heard. I don't feel like that we've been well represented listening to all the people in our district. So I want to take that message.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Next, we have a few questions for you that have been submitted by Club 20 members. Our first question is, both Colorado and our Western Slope communities have some unique and valuable resources and assets. What do you see as our primary asset, and how can we best use those assets to improve and enhance our economy and quality of life?
We have different assets in different areas. The urban area, and in our district, we're rural Colorado, and we have assets. One of our biggest things is tourism, from hunters, from skiers, and those are assets that bring income and keep the state economy going. Tourism is a huge thing all over Colorado, but particularly in our district area. There's other things, resources that we have a great oil and gas industry here that we're putting in danger, and jobs in danger, and we need to address those. Those are part of our economy and part of making our economy better and rich, and our citizens better off.
Thank you, Candidate Harris. Our next question is, the district you hope to represent includes communities that share many similarities, but also have significant differences in demographics, economic drivers, transportation needs. Given these differences, how do you propose to best represent the diverse constituencies of this district?
As I've been going through meeting all the citizens in this district, I've been telling them what I'd like to do for them, but other part of this job is to hearing what they need and want. And I've been taking surveys, and people in our areas, we have smaller towns in our rural area and smaller counties, and their needs are different. They're concentrating, we're all concentrating on the economy, but their needs are different than we've got bigger areas like in Durango, larger city, than we have in Ouray. So I have been listening to each of those people and what's important to them. Right now, overall, is the economy, education to every single small and large county and city, as well as our freedom of speech, Second Amendment, our pro-rights issues. They're all top on the issue of all the surveys that I'm getting back from from all of our citizens specific to District 59.
Thank you. Our final question is, what do you see as the top issue impacting House District 59? And if elected, what will you do to address that issue?
Well, the top issue, like I said, through the surveys that I've been collecting, is our economy. We need to get businesses back open. We need families to be able to get back and become, responsible, happy, healthy again. We need our kids back to school. People are very concerned about that. And we need to take that message to Denver to let them know that this is across the board of Colorado. This is what Denver, Boulder, those people want. But there's other specific needs to 59 that are very important that we must address. The water issues, it's come up several times today in a number of the debates. It's a huge issue that we need to address. Make sure that we've got that protected for our district, as well as a lot of other of our natural resources.
Thank you for your responses. We will now move into the closing remarks. Candidate Harris, please give us your closing remarks.
Thank you. I want to be the voice for 59. I want 59, the district, to have a voice. Right now in Denver, the three branches of government are all controlled by one party, the Democrat Party. And we need a balance there. We need a balance from 59. Our voices need to be heard. We need to let them know what really representing 59 means. My opponent and her husband have had this district 8 out of the last 10 years. So I think it's time for new ideas, new energy, new face, new blood, and take that message to Denver to make a difference. We all see the chaos that's going on around the country. We see what's going on in Denver and our capital, and it's heartbreaking to see that. And everywhere I go, people are saying, why don't they do something? Look at that, what's going on. Why don't they do something? Well, guess what? We are they. We can do something. And we can vote, and we can get our president reelected. We could get Cory Gardner elected. We could get Lauren Boebert in there. All of our Republican candidates up and down to go in and carry your voice there. I want to be your voice. And as I've said before, I'm very pro-life, very Second Amendment, responsible spending government. And I thank you for this opportunity to let you know. I'd appreciate your vote so much, and God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your participation in today's event. We appreciate your willingness to join us and to share with us how you plan to represent House District 59 if elected. We will now have a 15-minute break, and House District 57 debate will begin at 10:40. Thank you.